Let's talk about LLC versus S Corporation for a delivery business. So I'm talking here about cargo van business, sprinter van business, a box truck business, pickup truck business, all kinds of business. So I want to talk to you about things that you need to know absolutely if you really want to make the right decision. So LLC versus S Corporation. So here's an overview I want you to really pay attention to. You need to understand when we talk about LLCs and S corporations, those are different aspects of business operations, especially when it comes to delivery business, but they're not mutually exclusive. Okay. And it really depends on how you want to position yourself and what kind of business model you want to implement for your delivery business. So it really depends on your approach to risk management, your approach to liability preservation, to asset preservation and other stuff. So let's first talk about LLC. What is an LLC for a delivery business? A limited liability company is basically a legal designation that can protect your delivery business from personal liability and business obligations. So owners of LLCs are known as members. Okay, remember that, members. So LLCs can have one owner, single member LLC, or more than one owner. This is a multi-member LLC for your delivery business. And owner employees of LLCs are self-employed. That's what sometimes you have owner operators. So if you form an LLC for your delivery business, you also need to file IRS Form 2553 to elect a tax classification. And so LLCs offer a formal business structure, while they can also be taxed similarly to sole proprietorships or partnerships. An LLC for delivery business is more flexible than a corporation for delivery business in organization and profit distribution. This is very important to remember. An LLC for your delivery business can also choose taxation as a corporation, and owners can save money by electing S corporation tax status. So what is an S corporation? An S corporation is a tax classification that can protect your delivery business and your delivery business owner's assets from double taxation. An S corporation utilizes something called pass-through taxation, meaning what? Meaning that you as a delivery business owner claims you are you only claim a share of company profits on your individual tax return. This ensures that profits are not double taxed, once under the corporation and again under the owner. Okay, so the S in S corporation stands for subchapter, because an S corporation is a subchapter corporation. So when incorporating a delivery business, you will first form a C corporation for your cargo van, sprinter van, your box truck business that will meet the S corporation requirements to be so classified. And what happens here is that the requirement include electing S corporation status 2 months and 15 days after officially organizing your delivery business for the status to affect the current tax year, capping ownership at 100 individuals, not entities or partnerships, and limiting those owner shares to U.S. citizens only. So if you form an LLC for a delivery business, you also need to file IRS Form 2553 to elect a tax classification. Boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. You are going to enjoy today's conversation. Now, let me talk to you about the difference between an S corporation and an LLC for delivery business. So an S corporation is a tax classification, while an LLC is a business entity. So for your delivery business, an LLC is the only classification you can file for at the state level. An S corporation, you need to file a Form 2553 with the IRS to sort of get that classification. This means what? It means that an LLC can attain S Corp status if it meets certain criteria. However, LLCs and S corporations for a delivery business require different management and shareholder structures and have unique reporting requirements. Let me really quickly talk about the differences here. First of all, you have owner employment. So S corporations for delivery businesses can employ their owners and pay them a salary. So if you are delivering loads from point A to point B, you get a salary. An LLC for delivery business that is treated as a corporation can pay owners as a salary. If your delivery LLC makes a profit after paying owners a reasonable salary, you might save money on taxes by electing S corporation taxation. So the key takeaways here are S corp, the owner can be hands off or take a salary as a company employee. For the LLC, the owner can be hands-off or participate in organization management. So that's for owner employment. What about ownership structure? So by default, a delivery LLC operates the same way as a sole proprietorship or partnership. However, a delivery LLC can have unlimited owners, members from all over the world. These owners can also be another corporate entity. An S corporation must be a U.S. business owned by U.S. citizens and cannot have more than 100 owners. And beyond individuals, S corporations limit ownership to trusts and estates. So when we talk about, let me just kind of do a quick recap here. S corporation, 100 or fewer owners, must be all U.S. citizens or U.S.-based trust. For a delivery LLC, you have unlimited owners with no restrictions on classification or nationality. So you have more flexibility there. Boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about the LLC versus S corporation for delivery business. Let's dig a little deeper here when it comes to the management structure here. So a delivery corporation has a board of directors who make high-level decisions about running the business, and shareholders are responsible for electing directors to the board. Okay, and so officer roles like a president, vice president, and treasurer also exist to manage the daily business operations outside the responsibilities of the board of directors. So here we're talking about now we're not talking about big delivery businesses. You have in this country, you have cooperatives or delivery businesses. You have multiple delivery businesses that actually come together to sort of form a coalition. You need to understand that managers run delivery LLCs instead of the directors. So owners can participate in the management if you have a member managed delivery LLC, or elect to hire managers to take on the responsibility of running the business. So here you have a manager managed delivery LLC. So a delivery LLC can also choose to appoint officer roles if that structure makes sense within the business plan. Okay, so the thing here is that when we talk about management structure, for S corporation, shareholders choose the board of directors, officers run daily operations. For LLC, managers run daily operations and can appoint officers if desired. So let's talk about stock and shareholders. Now, an S corporation can only issue common stock, which gives voting rights to shareholders. A delivery LLC cannot issue stock and does not have shareholders, but rather must pay members according to the LLC's articles of organization. So if you decide to incorporate your LLC with S Corp classification, you can't issue stock. Okay, very important to remember. So S corporation, common stock with shareholder voting rights. LLC, stock or shareholders at all. No stock or shareholders at all. Let me talk about tax liability and reporting requirements. So standard taxation for delivery LLCs mirror sole proprietorships for single-member LLCs and partnerships for multi-member LLCs. So single and multi-member delivery LLCs can also elect to be taxed as C corporations or S corporations if they meet eligibility requirements. Non-S corporation delivery LLC owners must pay a 15.3% self-employment tax on all net profits. And S corporation, based on our research, S corporations have looser tax and filing requirements than C corporations when it comes to everything, not just the delivery business, but everything across the board. An S corporation is not subject to corporate income tax, and all profits pass through the company. A C corporation must pay taxes quarterly in addition to owners paying annual income tax on their share of the profit. That's called double taxation. Okay, and so it's really important. So when we talk about tax liability and reporting requirements, S Corp, owner can take a salary and avoid self-employment taxes on the rest of the profits. For the LLC, owner must pay self-employment tax on all net profits if taxed as a sole proprietorship or partnership. What about the cost to establish an S corporation versus LLC when it comes to delivery business? Now, the cost of establishing a delivery business LLC and electing S corporation status can vary depending on factors like which state you live in and whether you conduct business across state lines. Legal help will cost extra. but will likely save you money and time while helping you avoid common mistakes. Okay. And so the average cost of filing articles of incorporation, not including lawyer fees, ranges from $100 to $250, depending on the particular state you file in. Forming a delivery LLC costs between $50 and $500, depending on the state. So if you do business in other states as a delivery LLC, you'll need to register to conduct business in each of those states, which will cost you an additional foreign business registration fee. So things you need to really think about. So key takeaways here: S corporation incorporation fees range from $100 to $250 for LLC. Formation fees vary from state to state, ranging from $50 to $500. Boss, I want to quickly remind you, today's topic, we are having a conversation about LLC versus S corporation for delivery business. So the big question is, when we talk about LLC versus S corporation, which option is really best for you as you listen to me right now for your delivery business, your cargo van, your sprinter van, your box truck, your whatever you have, whatever delivery business you have in mind, which is best for you, LLC versus S corporation? First of all, LLCs and S corporations are different aspects of business structure. Choosing to pursue one, both, or neither classification could benefit your delivery business in different ways. You want to take into consideration your needs when running a delivery business, and ask yourself the following questions to get a better idea of which designation is right for you. First of all, how many owners have a stake in your delivery business? Are all your business partners U.S. citizens? Does a partnership or corporation have a stake in your delivery business? And how would a self-employment tax affect your net profit? Those are important elements to really pay attention to here, okay? And so the answers to these questions can help you determine the fit of an LLC designation or S corporation classification for your delivery business. So the thing is, an S corporation may be actually best for you. If S Corp tax classification might be the best for your delivery business. So let's say if you have plans to scale, S corporations require additional tax forms and payroll systems, which might not be worth the hassle if your business breaks even or makes a small profit, really. So with an S corporation, you can also contribute more money to retirement plans and position your delivery business for growth. And separately, what we have found in our research is that an S corporation might be right for you if your transport company reaches a consistent level of growth. A 15.3% self-employment tax levied on a delivery LLC's profit is really a steep tax liability to pay when revenues begin to tick upward. Think about it. So an LLC may be best for your delivery business if you want to establish an LLC and you are concerned about personal liability but want minimal business upkeep. And legal requirements dictating the structure of a delivery LLC are more lax than upkeep requirements for corporations, okay? And reporting requirements are generally simpler for an LLC than for a corporation. A delivery LLC can have an unlimited number of owners. Partnerships, corporations, and non-citizens can own or partially own LLCs. And the delivery LLC should file an annual or biennial report that gives updates on current members, business locations, and other changes. Let me quickly talk to you about common considerations when we talk about delivery LLC versus S corporation, which is really better for taxes, because this is an important element. If you're hauling loads, if you are doing OTR, if you're doing first mile, last mile, middle mile, if you're doing all kinds of hauling, you want to make sure that you are profitable, not only profitable, but also you are paying your fair share of taxes, and nothing more, nothing less, right? So taxes on S corporations are lower than on non-S corporation. So if you're a non-S corporation LLC versus an S corporation, you pay more taxes if you are a non-S corporation LLC. As a delivery LLC owner, you will incur steep self-employment taxes on all net earnings from your business, whereas an S corporation classification would allow you to only pay those taxes on the salary you take from your company. However, itemized deductions could make an LLC a more lucrative choice for tax purposes. So LLC owners can receive tax breaks for hiring a spouse or a minor dependent and can transfer ownership of the delivery company property without incurring additional taxes. It's really important. And so when you talk about so if you want to actually save on taxes with S corporation status, you got to really limit. So you save taxes because you are limiting self-employment tax. So an S corporation reduces the self-employment tax that non-S corporation LLCs pays. You're paying for health insurance, so you can use your S corp to pay premiums, for instance, that you can write off as tax breaks. You can write off your salary. In other words, you only pay your own salary and write off your employee payroll taxes and wages. And you can also reimburse employee expenses. This is another way for you to actually save. So you basically are reimbursing, like your employees must expense costs to the S corp, which can write them off. And you can also plan ahead for retirement. This is kind of cool because you can delay tax payments on retirement income until withdrawal. So this is kind of cool because it gives you some kind of flexibility. It gives you some kind of efficiency in the whole process here. So this is just fantastic. Now, why would you choose an S corporation for your delivery business? Your cargo van, your sprinter van, your pickup truck, your box truck, your whatever business you have in the delivery space. You might choose an S corporation classification if your delivery company's structure enlists many people with the task of running the company. And so a board of directors, for instance, provides mandatory oversight for business decisions and can rein in rogue actors or veto decisions that might harm the company. So now, should your LLC be an S corporation? That's another question that you really have to think about. Well, it really depends. Basically, if your delivery LLC is growing in profitability and you expect it to soon, basically, like if it's growing in profitability or you're expecting it to soon reach that profitability level, you should consider S corporation classification. This allows profits to pass through the corporation into your wallet without actually incurring a hefty self-employment tax on all net earnings. Both LLCs and S corporations offer personal liability protection that shields your personal assets. So when starting a business, it's important that you really think ahead and envision what kind of growth you want to achieve. Your goals and aspirations could determine which business entity and tax classifications are right for you. It really depends. It really depends on your business vision. Depends on your niche also. It also depends if you are doing cargo van, if you're doing OTR, if you're hauling loads for urban deliveries. Those are not the same thing. I mean, you don't have the same level of risks. You don't have the same approach to risk management, and when it comes to also to liability management and to asset preservation. So it all depends on what kind of niche you're in. And one thing I also need to say here is that at the end of the day, choosing an LLC versus an S corporation for your cargo van, your sprinter van, your box truck, your pickup truck business depends on the ownership structure. Question is, are you the only person in your business? Or are you basically are you a multi-member LLC or are you a single member LLC? This really depends. And another question here is that, are you going to how do you envision the future? Do you want to grow? Do you want to scale? Those are questions that will play an important role in terms of the classification you should go after. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I just spoke to you about LLC versus S Corp for delivery business. So I gave you the overview, and then I really drill a little bit deeper to sort of understand and give you on the rich scenario, is an S corporation better than an LLC when it comes to delivery business? Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll speak to you another time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.